It's time for the Engaged Club, the podcast for club managers and operators that strive to create loyal and connected members, guests, and customers. Here are the two guys with the club management and digital marketing advice you need to realize your club's potential. Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid.
It's another episode of the Engaged Club podcast. I'm Roger Kincaid. I'm your buddy from Off Course Golf. You can find us online at offcourse.golf.
I'm Jim Hope, and I'm the GM of the Derrick Golf and Winter Club. What wisdom are you going to bestow upon us?
Well, I tell you what, I would love to claim this is my own wisdom, but this wisdom comes courtesy of Alina Childs, and you might not recognize her name at all. In fact, you may have never heard of her before. Not too many people have, for sure, but boy, she is one of the most brilliant marketers that I have ever encountered, and I cannot wait to tell you her story. You know, this is the time of the year, Jim, where, we're at the start of the season where we're from. And there's a lot of clubs that are doing like a bit of a membership push, right? They want to make sure that these people that were on the fence about joining the club this year, or people that are kind of out there in the marketplace looking for a club to join. This is kind of when, hey, we're polishing up the brass doorknobs and making sure that the glasses are spotless and come on in and see what our club has to offer. There's a little bit of a membership push going on, right?
Yeah, it is that time of the year.
What I notice a lot in these membership drives is that there's a lot of what we call inbound, reliance on inbound marketing. Okay. And inbound is where your prospect comes to you. They have a problem. I want to join a club. And then they come and looking for you to provide the solution for them. And with something like a membership where we're talking about, asking someone to lay down, in some cases, many $1,000s. And not just once, by the way, where we're going to ask them to pay some dues year over year over year, that this is a place where we need to invest some of our time and some of our energy and some of our resources and really some of our ingenuity and come up with some out of the box ideas to go out into the world and find those people that we want to join our club. We got to get outbound with our marketing messaging when it comes to membership drives. And so the only advice that I have on this tactic is that you explore the marketplace, the city that you're in, the state or province that you're in, and find where your ideal member is hanging out and you bring your message to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely it does. And we know from studies that we do with our internal members based on postal codes, because we want to determine where they live, because we want to be able to focus our marketing in specific areas of the city, that you're able that I think it's a 10-kilometer radius from your club. If they live within 10 kilometers of you, and there's no other club within that radius, you've got them. It's yours to go get them and bring them in, because they're not looking anywhere else. Because as well as a golfer that it is about convenience, right? About
sure.
Ease of getting to and from the club. That's
true for a lot of things. I mean, the pizza place near your house gets more business than the pizza place really far away from your house. You probably go see a chiropractor nearby, that sort of thing, right? So that's a really good point, Jim. So let's start there. When we're bringing our messaging out to people, you've heard me in previous podcasts talk about the difference between, how inbound people come to your website or they come to your Facebook page, and outbound is where, you're going to advertise to them on Facebook. So using your postal code example, why not then create a custom audience of people like the members of your club that all live within that 10-kilometer radius of where your club is, and market to them directly and make messaging that doesn't say, hey, look at our club. Our club's really great. But instead make messaging that talks about them. Make your message something like, hey, is this the year that you're finally going to join that club? Is this the year that you're going to play golf with your best friend every Sunday morning? So what I'm saying is that we've got to go out there and we've got to get our customers. And one way to do that is by, advertising on Facebook, which I think is a really, really powerful tactic that not enough golf clubs are using right now, that there's a huge opportunity there. You could do the same on Instagram. You could really do the same with email marketing by creating a segment of your email list just for prospective members. And all of the messaging in that would be about how great their life is going to be when they finally become part of the community that you've created at your club. This is the lesson, and this is the great lesson that Alina Child has taught us about the value and the impact it can have when you go out and find your target customer where they are. Alina is a 9-year-old girl from Jim, from Edmonton, where your club is. Okay. last October in Canada, marijuana became legalized, right? So what that led to was a lot of stores opening up that sold cannabis products. And on, I think it was, what was it, October the 17th, I think it was. That's when, they flicked the switch on the law. All of a sudden, marijuana was legal all the way across Canada. And, that day, all of these, cannabis stores started to pop up. And people were really excited about it. There were a lot of, marijuana users that were very, very excited about it. So they lined up outside of these few marijuana or cannabis shops that were opening their doors at, 11 o'clock on October the 17th. Elena Childs is a 9-year-old Girl Guide who took an entire box, all of her supply of Girl Guide cookies, to one cannabis store, and she sold all 30 boxes for $5 each in under an hour. She took her product. It's too good, right?
It's brilliant.
She took her product to the place where her customers were so excited to be able to consume it, right? So I want you to think of Elena Childs and how smart she was to go bring those Girl Guide cookies to those people that she knew were going to be hungry for them in about 45 minutes.
I think it's great. They didn't care if they were vanilla, chocolate, or mint. They just wanted those cookies. I got to look this girl up in Edmonton and hire her because I need her at my club. She's awesome.
Well, I just think that that's such a great tale about the impact of bringing your really valuable, your really desirable product, which is membership at your club, and putting it in front of the people who really, really want that. And just, how you can spend your time far more fruitfully doing it that way than just hoping that people are going to come find you for the merits that you have to offer.
You bet. Yep. Go out and find your customer. Don't wait for them to come and find you. Because if your competition is out finding them, they may never know that you were there. So how would you know they wouldn't know you were there to sign up, right?
Exactly. So I guarantee you that in Edmonton, Jim, there's a Doritos representative who's losing his job right now. All right. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Engaged Club podcast. If you liked it, please share this episode or share the YouTube video of it with your friends inside and outside the club business. Until next time, thanks for listening.
This has been the Engaged Club podcast with Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with your fellow club managers and operators. Until next time, thanks for listening.